Tourism has been a concept that has grown over time. For many years, tourism was something that only the wealthy could do, those who had enough money to invest in leisure enjoyment. Now, tourism is something that is done by almost anyone, therefore creating tourist attractions scattered across the world. Through my recent experiences, I stumbled upon Jacksonville, Florida, which I found to be an authentic representation of a touristy city and somewhere fascinating to visit. What makes a place a tourist destination? Is it the people, the place, or even a singular object? To me, I found that tourism is a little bit of all of the above. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it is defined as the activity of traveling to a place for pleasure or recreation. Similarly, Mackintosh in the 1980s had defined tourism as a relationship arising from the interaction of tourists, business suppliers, host governments, and host communities in the process of attracting and hosting these tourists and other visitors. Each tourist destination serves to be unique, thus the reason why one may spend time and money to visit the specific location. Jacksonville, for example, served to be a great tourist destination. Since it is a city that is home to people of all ages, it was interesting to see the people that were involved in the area. During my visit, I was able to meet students from the University of North Florida, some of whom came from all over the country. Since I am now a resident, it's very much a homey city. There is such a large variety of people that come to visit Jacksonville for the different attractions here, as well as the melting pot type of population that resides here as well, said University of North Florida student Rebecca Greenspan. Tourism allows travelers to get a taste of authenticity, with things like the environment, people, food, etc. What I have noticed while on travels is that Jacksonville indeed offered this sense of authenticity with its own features, some of which included a great deal of restaurants, diverse population, and different attributes that contribute to the overall Florida experience. Since it is a very established city, Jacksonville, over centuries, had the opportunity to expand and acquire certain fascinations that may draw people to come and visit various places. Due to the fact that it is indeed an established city, it is able to identify as a cultural and historic city, thus adding to its authenticity, or in a way, tradition. From the perspective of being to a new place, the tourism industry offers an opportunity for people to visit different places. Even if it may be in your hometown, it is the process by which people visit something or somewhere that they haven't been to before. This somewhat intertwines with the Things segment. Tourism is the chance for people to get out of their usual environments and see new things. Before I even went to Jacksonville, people whom I know who had already been there told me that I had to visit the Jacksonville Pier. Although I was practically raised in the ocean, it was the great push for visiting a new tourist attraction that drove me to visit. Similarly, tourism deals highly with advertising, whether it is through flyers or merely word of mouth. For me, the pier was something that a number of people, both tourists and natives, had urged me to see. A city with a number of attractions ranging, for example, from the famous Everbank Field, where the well-known University of Florida versus University of Georgia games are held, to the beautiful nature that surrounds the city. Jacksonville is the ideal tourist destination. Tourism is a way to broaden one's horizons. For me, the history of the pier and even the city itself was an attraction. As I had stated, tourism is a way to get away from your usual environment. Although I had been raised around beaches my entire life, the Jacksonville beach was very unique. Even if the ocean and sand can usually serve the same purpose, it is the atmosphere that truly allows one to interpret their own experiences. As a student, I found that learning about the pier was a source of historical type entertainment without me truly realizing it. The Shad's Pier, located in Jacksonville Beach, is probably one of the most visited locations in Jacksonville. This pier was created in 1922 and proves to be a tourist destination even until today. Now, there are strips of restaurants and shops surrounding the pier where students, visitors, and townspeople would go to visit on any day of the week. The pier is one of my favorite places to come and visit. It not only offers me a sense of relaxation, but also a sense of entertainment with a variety of nightlight options, said Rebecca Greenspan. Since we are college students, we tend to be a bit stingy when it comes to spending. Luckily, this tourist destination was completely free for people of all ages, so there was no money necessary. Because this is a public area, it is only open certain times of the day, so it is important to research about it prior to visiting. However, it does have fairly easy access. Even though tourism has a bunch of positive attributes, I think it is important to include both pros and cons. At times, because people are interested in partaking in such activities to improve their tourist experience, sometimes tourism can cause frustrations to others, whether it's other tourists or even natives themselves. From my experience, I found a new confounding variable, including various visitors and weather. Since the beach and pier themselves were popular locations, and I had visited closer to the wintertime, I found there to be an escalation in snowbirds. This can eventually affect one's ability to visit other tourist attractions or even to just get around town. Since there is a large investment in time and sometimes money, it is important to plan ahead of time, whether it be weather itself, parking, prices, transportation, etc., when wanting to visit a certain location or locations. On the contrary, the demand of a certain location can have a significant impact on the city's economic situation. With the increase in tourism, there is most likely an increase in spending. Due to the influx in tourism, it can be a little difficult doing things around town that may seem routinely. However, it does help our economy in Jacksonville, so we usually end up going with the flow, no matter how tedious it may be, Greenspan said. Overall, tourism is a type of business that has been growing for centuries, and cities all over the globe have shaped themselves in order to prosper from these given concepts. From economic reasons to even pure enjoyment, touristy places seem to grow positively, especially with the rising interest in tourism. Not only did visiting Jacksonville bring back memories from home, but also it was a great opportunity for me to expand my horizons and enjoy the little bit of paradise that contributes to Florida's beauty. In a society where authenticity seems to be dwindling, we can try to look for these unique tourist attractions, which allows us to grow even if they are leisure experiences. From people to places and even to things, the idea of tourism is something that can impact our lives, whether we are going to relax on the beach or to learn about a historic sighting, whether it is somewhere local in someone's hometown that they had never been to before, or even if it's traveling across the world. It is an experience that will allow us to create and forever keep the many memories. Tourism plays a very large role in this world and is something that I highly suggest that everyone should partake in at least once in their lifetime.